I'm mad. I just found out Cleopatra cheated on me with Marc Antony. I'm tempted to do these two problems here in red just to show how mad I am. I'll have to sick Brutus on Marc Antony or something. Okay, and if you have no idea what I was just talking about, you're going to have to read your history a little bit, all right? So, we're simplifying rational expressions. X cubed plus 27 over x plus 3. Let's do this one first. And if you're thinking of reducing the x cubed with the x here, don't, or I'm going to sick Brutus on you. We have to factor out the x cubed plus 27. The reason I can't divide these out, I've said this time and time again, is because what you're trying to divide out, the x cubed with the x, they need to be getting multiplied to all the numerator and all the denominator, right? They can only be factors. These guys are not factors. They're getting added to other stuff. So that's why I can't do that. So I'm going to need to factor this numerator. And it's a sum of cubes, so I'm going to change that so that it's x plus 3 quantity times x squared minus 3x plus 9. And it's still all over x plus 3. Okay, and if you're a little confused as to how I did the sum of cubes, go find my video where I talk about the sum of cubes. I talk about all that there, okay? Or you can Google it or something. All right, but now I've got these factors of x plus 3. They'll divide out. So my answer is right here. X squared minus 3x plus 9. That guy's done. Well, let's move over to this guy. 3x squared plus 6 over x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x minus 6. All right. If you've seen my unit where I talked about factoring, I talk about the factoring hand, and I say, first of all, greatest common factor. I call that the rule of the thumb, right? So we're going to factor out a 3 in the numerator, and that leaves me with an x squared plus 2. Now, in the denominator, I've got 4 terms. Well, first of all, if I did that rule of the thumb thing and tried to pull out the greatest common factor, there is none. But I have 4 terms, and when you have 4 terms like that, if you look at the factoring hand, I talked about factoring by grouping. So the first 2 groups, or first 2 terms, I'm going to pull those guys together and factor out what's in common. It's going to be x squared. And that leaves me with x minus 3. My last 2 terms, they have a 2 in common, so I'll factor out a 2. And that leaves me with an x minus 3. And if you're experienced with factoring by grouping, you'll know that at this point, you'll have 2 terms. And in those 2 terms, what you have in parentheses need to be matching up. If they're not, you probably mess something up. Okay? But looks like we're good now. So the numerator I'll just rewrite as is. My denominator, I'm going to factor out the x minus 3. And that leaves me with an x squared plus 2. And the way I have this written right now is incorrect. In fact, I hope at this point your skin is just crawling with what I've written. I hope that you're just like, man, I hope he fixes this right now because this is driving me nuts. Because right now, if I multiplied a negative 3 through, that's what that says right now, is you distribute just the negative 3 through, but we factored out an x minus 3. Which means I need parentheses around this x minus 3 so that we can see that, oh, we should have multiplied through or distributed the x minus 3 to go backwards and get to here. Right? And parentheses is very important here. All right, it's all factored out. The x squared plus 2's are going to get multiplied to the 3 in the numerator and to the x minus 3 in the denominator. So that is going to divide out. In the end, we're looking at 3 over x minus 3. Don't try to reduce the 3's because the minus sign won't let you do it. This problem is done. And so is this unit, and so is this costume. I just discovered that I'm getting a lot of static clean going on here. I don't know if this is a problem they had back in the day, but man, anything metallic, I'm just getting electric shocks all over the place, so I better ground myself on something electric here, or metal here.